Initiative. All that and more on Chapman News.
From Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of Chapman News. I'm Caroline Applegate.
And I'm Emma Charles. We begin today with the latest on the attack of the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi makes his first court appearance today. David DePape has been charged with federal counts of assault and attempted kidnapping. Prosecutors say he broke into Pelosi's San Francisco home with the intent to kidnap the House Speaker and possibly, quote, break her kneecaps. Police say the 42-year-old DePape had zip ties, a hammer, tape, and rope with him when he broke into the Pelosi home in San Francisco. He will face a maximum 20 years in prison if convicted of the attempted kidnapping charge and 30 years for the assault charge. In another development, 3 days after purchasing Twitter, Elon Musk on Sunday reposted an article sharing misinformation about the Pelosi attack, claiming Paul Pelosi was drunk and inciting a fight with a male prostitute.
Why are we in American democracy feeding these outlandish conspiracy theories? Why are they festering on social media?
Police are investigating the shooting death of a popular rapper. 28-year-old Takeoff, a member of the group Migos, was shot and killed overnight in Houston. Police say he was shot on a balcony outside a bowling alley during a private party. Takeoff was with fellow Migos member Quavo at the time of the shooting, and was pronounced dead on the scene. 2 others were injured. Quavo was not one of them. There have been no arrests, and there's no word yet as to a motive. 2 American college students are among 154 people killed in the deadly crowd surge in Seoul, South Korea. More than a dozen embassies around the world have confirmed victims from their countries. At least 26 foreign nationals are among the dead. The U.S. State Department reports 2 U.S. citizens are among the victims. One of the 2 victims is the niece of Ohio Congressman Brad Wenstrup. The Republican representative released a statement yesterday saying his family is mourning the loss of 20-year-old Anne Marie Gieske. Gieske was a junior nursing student at the University of Kentucky. The other victim was Steve Blessey, a junior at Tennessee State University. Both of them had been studying abroad in Seoul. The cause of the surge on Saturday is still unclear. Witnesses said the slim streets of Itaewon were packed tight with partygoers, so tightly that it became hard to move and people started to push and shove to get around. Some even described seeing people climbing buildings in order to survive. The dense crowd made it hard for emergency authorities to reach those who needed help. A national mourning period has been set by the South Korean government until November 5th.
Police in India have arrested 9 people on negligence and homicide charges after a suspension bridge in western India collapsed, killing 135 people and injuring hundreds of others. Those arrested include security guards and 2 people who worked for a company that recently renovated the bridge. The bridge collapsed just days after it had reopened. Officials say the bridge was overcrowded with people celebrating Diwali, or the Festival of Lights, an important Hindu festival. Many of the victims are women, children, and the elderly. The Prime Minister said victims' families will receive money as compensation.
The race for Orange County's Board of Supervisors' 2nd District will determine if Republicans will continue their long-held majority on the board. Right now, the 2nd District is a tight contest between Democratic incumbent Katrina Foley and Republican challenger Pat Bates. If Foley wins, it would be the first time the board would have a Democratic majority since 1976. A change in majority leadership could bring significant changes to Orange County's land use, public utilities, and transportation policies.
Just days before, former President Trump was due to turn over his tax returns to a House of Representatives committee. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts has put a temporary hold on the release. The former president had filed an emergency application to the Supreme Court. Roberts' action gives the court more time to consider the legal issues in the matter. President Trump was the first president in nearly 4 decades to not publicly release his income tax returns, and is specifically looking to keep private his returns from the years 2015 to 2020. Observers of the Supreme Court's oral arguments yesterday say that justices seem ready to overturn affirmative action in college admissions. Reports say that the 5 hours of discussion based on Harvard and University of North Carolina's race-conscious admission programs indicated an overturn of precedent. The use of affirmative action in college admissions was established in 2003. This is not the first attempt from conservative justices to overturn this precedent. A final decision is not expected from the Supreme Court for some time.
Just 6 months ago, 2 recent Chapman graduates were attacked and killed in a fatal stabbing in Anaheim.
It shocked the campus community, and up until recently, few details have been known about the murders.
Our Kate Worsham joins us live from Anaheim with new details.
The murders happened here at Stadium House Apartments, which is just a few miles from Chapman Grand and many other apartment complexes inhabited by students.
In the early morning hours of April 19, 2022, 2 Chapman alumni, 23-year-olds Griffin Cuomo and Jonathan Baum, were stabbed to death in a hallway at Stadium House Apartments in Anaheim. The accused killer is Rami Fahim, who was Griffin's coworker at Penn's Wealth Management. Since that day, many have been seeking justice and answers in this seemingly senseless crime. Griffin Cuomo's mother, Wendy, recently filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Penn's Wealth Management. She is represented by attorney Raymond Boucher.
Remy was known to be mercurial, violent, and that he had mental health issues and concerns. And Penn's Wealth did nothing to protect its employees and did nothing to ensure that there was safe environment.
Boucher also says Penn's Wealth Management had been repeatedly warned that Fahim had a tendency toward violence, but they overlooked it. Boucher and Wendy Cuomo believe special treatment was given to Fahim due to the relationship Layla Pence, the owner of Penn's Wealth Management, had with Fahim's mother, the Minister of Immigration to Egypt.
It's clear that Layla Pence was more concerned about maintaining that relationship and the financial rewards that flew from it than she was in ensuring the safety and well-being of the people that worked there.
Another wrongful death lawsuit was filed against the owners of Stadium House Apartments, who are accused of being negligent of the safety of their residents. Fahim was reportedly seen wandering around the property a few hours before the murders and was even stopped by security, but was allowed to remain on the property.
They didn't remove him from the premises. They didn't try to figure out whether he had any lawful reason for being there, and they didn't do anything to check on him or to follow up.
Fahim would reportedly go on to roam the premises for the next 6.5 hours, until Griffin left his apartment on his way to work. Police say Fahim attacked and stabbed Griffin in the hallway, then went inside of the apartment, where he would kill Jonathan.
I reached out to both Penn's Wealth Management and Stadium House Apartments, neither of which responded to my emails requesting a comment. Rami Fahim is pleading not guilty to all charges. He faces the death penalty or life in prison if convicted. This is Kate Worsham reporting live for Chapman News. Orange County residents, are you looking for a new volunteer opportunity? We'll tell you more about the Pacific Marine Mammal Center after the break.
I'm Kinsley Rolfe, and coming up, I'll give you your weekly weather forecast. Stay tuned.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Today begins the first of the two-day holiday, Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a social holiday tradition where people visit the cemeteries of their loved ones and traditionally dress to resemble skeletons out of the respect for the dead. To honor friends or family members that have passed away, people make ofrendas, or offerings, which are altars that contain sentimental value to the departed.
The Los Angeles Board of Supervisors has voted to supply Narcan to county libraries and train librarians how to administer it. Narcan is a nasal spray that can help revive people who overdose on opioids. The action follows a string of fentanyl overdose incidents involving LA County public school students in the last 12 months. Supervisor Janice Hahn says libraries are a good place to stock Narcan because they free spaces where young people spend much of their time. College campuses across the country are also working to make Narcan more accessible for students. Here on Chapman campus, there is a new Narcan and drug safety awareness initiative in the works. Mac Francini, Chapman Student Government Association's vice president, talked with our Isabella Capri about the initiative he is heading up.
Hello everyone, this is Isabella Capri here. Today I'm joined with Mac Francini, who is a Student Government Associate and Vice President here at Chapman University, and he's going to share more about the new initiative that is currently in the works pertaining to drug awareness on campus. Mac, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm really excited to learn more about this topic. What are some of the major components of the initiative as of right now that you're hoping to see kind of play out?
The biggest thing that I wanted to work on and what really spearheaded this initiative was the accessibility of Narcan on campus. When I first became aware of the necessity of Narcan for opioid overdoses, it was shocking to me that it wasn't something that was talked about very often on campus, and it wasn't something that we were aware of or that was very commonly aware of on campus. I brought the initiative to Dean Price first during one of our weekly meetings, and we were able to find out that although all public safety officers do carry at least one dose with a backup dose in their vehicles, it is not centrally located in any of our residence halls. It is not stored in a lot of the buildings that we do have on campus.
What are some aspects that maybe you've seen other college campuses try to put forward when it comes to something of this magnitude that are not working, that you want to see be done different here on Chapman's campus?
I think the biggest thing regarding not only fentanyl crisis or the opioid crisis in general is education and awareness regarding drug use stopping there. It's unfortunate, but students are going to use drugs on campus, and it is not just a bad student who wants to go and have a fun time. There are, hardworking students who are going to abuse stimulants to get better grades and things like that. I think that by narrowing the scope of drug use on campus, it really excludes a lot of students and subjects people to unsafe conditions that otherwise could have been prevented.
Have you received any pushback, or has SGA received any pushback in terms of how to go about this topic? Because it can be a very sensitive topic for students throughout campuses.
Just treading lightly in a way that we are providing resources for students to be safe with drug use on campus without endorsing the use of drugs either. Something that we've been very interested in is if we were to put Narcan in our residence halls, what is the legal implications of having it available to all students who may not have been trained to administer something like that? And what we've come to at this point is that although you don't need a prescription for Narcan in the state of California, you can go to any pharmacy and pick it up. It can't be readily available. You can't have it in a bowl for students to just pick up as they're walking through the dorms either.
With this initiative, obviously you have a very higher position on campus with SGA. What have been some of the biggest passion, where did this passion stem from? Is there a specific instance, or have you been wanting to put on something like this since you got into your role, things like that?
Student health and safety have always been a top priority of mine. I think that A university can do a million things fantastically, but if students aren't safe or aren't able to graduate, what's the point of all of that?
Mac also confirmed that Narcan has already been administered in the residence halls on campus by public safety officers in at least one instance. The weather is cooling down, but I still want to go to the beach, Caroline.
I know what we can do. There are beach cleanups and volunteer opportunities in Laguna Beach that are perfect for a cloudier day. The Pacific Marine Mammal Center is a great volunteer opportunity. The Pacific Marine Mammal Center, also known as the PMMC, is a rescue center in Laguna Beach that rescues, rehabilitates, and then releases seals and sea lions back into the ocean in Southern California. The PMMC was the first rescue center in Laguna Beach in 1971, and it has now expanded to many location facilities all along the California coast. The animal the PMMC rescues most often is the California sea lion. The PMMC rescues baby seals or sea lions, also known as pups, because they are less aggressive than adults and easier to rehabilitate. The pups are vulnerable to attacks by great white sharks and orcas, but are also threatened by damage caused by humans.
We have entanglement different around their necks, a lot that happens a lot. We'll talk about a patient in a second. And they also swallow plastic. It's really difficult out in the ocean to be able to tell the difference between maybe a plastic water bottle floating and a fish.
Staff say the most common seal and sea lion injuries are caused by plastic pollution.
No blubber left on poor Ping. They brought Ping in. Ping unfortunately passed away, and this was all of the plastic that we found in Ping's stomach, and this is why Ping passed away. So they found something like 7 plastic bags, several balloons.
Corinne says it's most rewarding when the animals are fully rehabilitated.
Our main priority and goal at PMMC, we want those animals to be released back into their natural environment and into the wild.
PacificMMC.org has all the info on how you can help and stay educated on marine conservation. I'm going to see if there are any beach cleanups soon.
I wonder what the weather will be like at the coast this weekend. Kinsley has the weekly weather update. Kinsley.
Thanks, ladies. This weekend in Orange, right now the weather calls for a perfect fall day. It is a high of 69 right now in the city of Orange with some clouds coming in. It's the perfect time for you to celebrate the start of November. So go ahead and go on a fall hike, pick up some pumpkins, or drink a pumpkin spice latte to get yourself in that orange mood this season. Now on to our national forecast. As you can see across our nation, it is really great fall weather. We are seeing high 70s to low 60s, so it's a really great opportunity for everyone to get out and enjoy the fall time. As you can see over on the west coast, we are seeing a lot of high temperatures, but not in Seattle. Seattle is the coldest across our continent today at 48 degrees. Then down in the south, we are seeing it gets a little hotter and onto Texas at 74, and then in Miami at 85. It is the hottest in the U.S. today there. So maybe go on a vacation this weekend. Finally, then up in my hometown of northern New England, specifically in Boston, it is 64 degrees with a little of clouds. So saying hi to my family there. Even though it isn't sunny, I'll make sure to send you guys a sunny text. Now on to our Orange County weekly forecast. Right now we are seeing the highs of all these different counties today. So it is a high of around 69 degrees average today across all of these counties. Particularly if you look down in our specifically coastal towns, you can see that is around 69 degrees. But now let's look at our circle forecast for the Old Town Orange. As you can see today on Tuesday, it is a high of 78 degrees. But as we get into the afternoon, we are going to start seeing some late rain coming in, and it will slowly get colder throughout the week. On Wednesday, tomorrow, we will be seeing some scattered showers as we are slowly seeing a weather storm surge coming into Orange County. So I would recommend bringing your raincoat and an umbrella to block the rain later this afternoon and into Wednesday. But we are slowly seeing the weather heat back up after Thursday afternoon coming into Saturday. It'll be a high of 71 come Saturday, so you'll need your sunglasses and a tank top to enjoy the weather getting back to our normal average fall rainy day weather. That is your Orange County weather forecast. Back to you guys, and enjoy your beautiful fall day.
Tustin will be building its first community garden, a project led by One Seed. Chapman News has the story.
I'm Avery Feldman, and coming up on Chapman News, I'll have the latest on the MLB World Series, NFL trades and star players, and NBA stats. Stay tuned.
I'll be seeing you in all of our favorite places with laughter and warm embraces all day through.
Elmo loves you. I love you too.
With free COVID-19 vaccines, sunnier days are ahead. Visit getvaccineanswers.org.
I'll be seeing you.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
CVS has dropped the price of period products by 25%. The company has also started to pay the sales tax on period products in 13 different states. According to the Alliance for Period Supplies, 1 in 4 women struggle with the cost of menstrual supplies. To help combat this, CVS has cut prices and eliminated the so-called pink tax on pads and tampons. The Chief Customer Officer of CVS, Michelle Sulo, says, quote, "We hope our actions help break down barriers and close gaps while also inspiring companies to follow our lead."
People in Tustin will soon have the chance to grow their own fruits and vegetables and build community along the way. Chapman News reporter Alexandra Cohen-Yartz explains.
Historic Old Town Tustin is adding to its charm with the creation of its first ever community garden. The project is being led by One Seed, a community group made up of local businesswomen who bonded over their love of gardening and nature. Maria Winger, vice president of the nonprofit One Seed, says she hopes the garden will encourage a sense of community.
Creating spaces where people can meet, can exchange ideas, can learn from each other, can work together, can grow things together, and in the process grow as one.
The One Seed Community Garden will offer an outdoor classroom with educational workshops. The garden will be located off El Camino Real. Sam Robertson, the president of One Seed, says gardening has mental health benefits, which can benefit members of the Tustin community.
My personal garden has been such a place of refuge for me, a space, like I said, to get grounded and connect with the earth, to be able to share that with my neighbors and to find people that have similar interests and similar hobbies, and it really means the world.
Tustin is one of the last cities in Orange County that doesn't have a community garden. One Seed received a $23,000 grant from OC Supervisor Katrina Foley's office, which is helping fund the project. Foley is passionate about the benefits of community gardens.
I love community gardens, and if I had my way, we would build community gardens all over Orange County. I think it's a great way for people to come together and share time together.
The One Seed Community Garden will promote intergenerational learning for people of all backgrounds. Susan Anon is the secretary of One Seed and the brains behind the landscaping of the garden. She says she is excited for the learning opportunities.
I hope other people will be able to get their hands in the dirt as well and enjoy the space that we're creating with the city and grow together.
Workshops, signage of plants, and locally adapted seeds are just some of the things that will be offered in the community garden. Yet Maria's daughter, Sophia, says she is most excited for the children's garden.
I first heard about it, and so now I've been hoping to start a kids' garden club where we would do activities and plant different things and draw different things.
With our world becoming more remote, One Seed hopes to help with human connection and community building. The garden is anticipated to open to anyone and everyone by the end of the year. My name is Alexandra Konyarts, reporting for Chapman News.
Who are you rooting for in the World Series, Emma?
That's a hard one. I have family from Philadelphia and Texas, so I have a pretty divided household right now. Let's hear an update from Avery on the World Series.
Welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Avery Feldman, here to give you the latest in sports news. Starting off with an update on the MLB World Series. Game 3 has been moved to tonight due to yesterday's rain delay. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros are still tied 1-1. The Phillies won the first game 6-5. The Astros won the second game 5-2. Game 4 will be played Wednesday and Game 5 on Thursday. At the end of NFL Week 8, the Eagles are the only team to remain undefeated. With the trade deadline in just 3 hours, rumor has it the Eagles are gunning for Cleveland running back Kareem Hunt. However, Hunt is wanted by both the Bills and the Dolphins too. The Saints are negotiating a trade with the Eagles that could send All-Pro running back Alvin Kamara to Philly for their first-round draft pick back. The Bears have been busy before the deadline, trading away Robert Quinn last week for a 4th-rounder and linebacker Roquan Smith yesterday for 2nd and 5th-round draft picks. The Bears are trading for Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool. James Robinson, Kadarius Toney, and Christian McCaffrey have all already been traded this season. McCaffrey threw, ran, and caught for 3 different touchdowns in Sunday's game against the Rams, ending with the 49ers winning 31-14. This is the first time since 2005 that all 3 have happened in the same game by the same player. The Titans rookie quarterback Malik Wallace started off his career with a win. The win is largely thanks to Derrick Henry, who ran for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Seahawks upset the Giants 27-13 on Sunday. This put the Seahawks in the division lead despite being projected last. It is too early to call them contenders for the Super Bowl. However, the Bills, Eagles, and Cowboys are. My fantasy football team took a tough loss in Week 8, but I'm sure it will make a comeback this week. It's early in the NBA season, and the LA Lakers earned their first win Sunday against the Denver Nuggets. Russell Westbrook did not start the game, but did score 18 points, while LeBron James scored 26. I think the Lakers can only go up from here. NBA fans are confused as to not only the Lakers, who are 1-5, but other top teams have started the season with several losses. The Clippers are 2-4, the Warriors are 3-4. Meanwhile, the underdogs are taking the lead. The Spurs and the Jazz are both 5-2, while the Trailblazers are 5-1. It's just the start of the season, but the Milwaukee Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo is an early MVP candidate. Giannis is averaging 34 points and 6 rebounds a game. Giannis won back-to-back MVP in 2019 and 2020. And here's the latest of our own Chapman sports teams. Both women's soccer and volleyball had their senior nights over the weekend. Soccer tied 1-1 and volleyball won 3-0. Men's soccer finished the season as top seed for the first time in history. As a result, they will be hosting the tournament starting Friday. Well, that's all we have for this week's Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Avery Feldman. Thanks for watching, and over to you, Alex.
I'm Alexandra Konyarts. After the break, Joni Mitchell is back, and Harry Styles reveals yet another interesting fit. Stay tuned for some juicy entertainment news.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Halloween may be over, but spooky season is still on here in Orange County. Performances of the Rocky Horror Picture Show are just getting started. Our Callista Kirk takes us along to experience all the fun.
I'm Callista Kirk at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, and as you can see, I'm not the only one lined up here on 4th Street this evening.
It's 10 p.m. on a Friday night, and these people are all waiting for one thing.
Rocky Horror Picture Show!
It's this movie that came out a while ago, and people yell at it at midnight.
I've seen it
too many times to count, to be honest.
Rocky Horror Picture Show has solidified its place in communities across the nation, and Orange County is no different. The 1975 film has a cult following that brings fans to the stage. They memorize dialogue and song lyrics, dress as the characters, and put on a shadow production, mirroring what's being projected on the screen behind them. Not only that, but audience participation is expected and encouraged.
Where isn't there to look? Where isn't there things going on?
Santa Ana's Rocky Horror troupe Chaos puts on monthly performances at the Frida. Troupe leader Haley Mervini says having a group in Orange County has helped many, including herself, find a safe space in the community.
Frankenfurter's main sermon line is "Don't dream it, be it." That's something that resonates with audiences eternally. For young people who haven't seen that before, to put it succinctly, is like an "it gets better" experience.
On Chapman University's campus, director Ronnie Tulo is also trying to make that safe space for students.
You see this movie that's all about representation, especially since it came out, 30 some odd years ago. I think it's something that the cast and people who come to see it can relate to and can say, hey, that's like me, or hey, that's so cool to see, that kind of person on a screen.
The student production takes over Irvine Lecture Hall, which hosts science courses during the day, but turns into a 360-degree set for the performers by night. These innovative performances happen all across Orange County. The Players Society and Chaos are just the start of it.
Find a show near you to see what all the excitement's about. And trust me when I say you've got to see it to believe it. And I'm about to go do that for myself. This has been Callista Kirk for Chapman News.
Chapman's Rocky Horror Picture Show continues its performances this Friday and Saturday. Next month, Chaos returns to Frida with an all-new cast to do the time warp again.
Speaking of live shows, did you go to Harry Ween?
No, what's that?
Harry Styles' Halloween concert.
Oh, I wish. I hear Alex has more about his new music video.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Buzz Hub, today for your source of entertainment news. Joni Mitchell is back. The 78-year-old icon has announced that she will be doing her first live performance in 20 years. The news of Joni's return was announced by Brandi Carlile. Mitchell and Carlile will be performing together at Washington George's Amphitheater in June of next year. The legendary Canadian-American singer-songwriter will be playing at an event called Echoes Through the Canyon. Her show is known as Joni Jam 2. Joni Jam 1 happened at the Newport Folk Film Festival, a festival where Mitchell made an unexpected appearance. Other Joni Jams have happened at Mitchell's house. Joni Mitchell has been out of the public eye since she suffered a brain aneurysm in 2015. Her loyal fan base is thrilled for her return. Now, I saw a lot of funny costumes this weekend, but nothing compares to seeing Harry Styles in his new music video. In Harry's new video, Music for a Sushi Restaurant, the actor dressed up as a half mermaid, half squid, half man. Harry has always been one for intricate costumes, but this one was something else. In the video, Harry gets ready to be chopped up in a sushi restaurant, surrounded by cooks. At first, his eyes look fearful, but then his vocals take over and he looks perfectly in his element. The song is a part of Harry's House, his album released in May. Harry has not just been producing new music videos. The singer is now also an actor. He is the lead in Don't Worry, Darling and My Policeman, two movies that are currently in theaters. Speaking of the movie industry, Netflix has released a new movie that is an adaptation of the legendary novel All Quiet on the Western Front. The novel, written by Erich Maria Remarque, tells the story of Paul Bäumer, a German soldier on the Western Front in World War I. The film portrays the traumas experienced by Bäumer and his fellow soldiers. The first film adaptation of the novel won an Oscar in 1930. What makes this new Netflix version different is that it is written by a German-language team. This brings a different perspective to the story. Daniel Bruhl, the producer and lead actor in the film, says that there's nothing heroic about war. He says the film resonates because of the current conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Well, that's all the buzz for you this week. Back to you at the desk.
This last weekend, Huntington Dog Beach hosted the 10th annual Corgi Beach Day. Chapman News reporter Lexi Propaw visited the event to see what it's all about.
This is Lexi Propaw reporting for Chapman News. I'm here at Huntington Dog Beach for Corgi Beach Day, where the theme this year is Halloween. So there are thousands of corgis here dressed up in their Halloween costumes, competing in the race events, and there's a ton of vendors as well. Let's go check it out. I'm here with Jeff and Sal and their dog, Simba. What is Simba's costume today?
He's a lobster.
He's a lobster. Simba, what are your feelings? Very true. And what are you guys here today as?
We are dinosaurs, a dinosaur family.
How's it been so far?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing, I want to cry. There's so many cute corgis.
I'm here with April and her dog Peaches. What is Peaches here today as?
She's here today as a purebred, because she's purebred.
Amazing. And what have you seen today? Have you seen a lot of costumes or competitions?
Oh yeah, a lot of costumes, a lot of competitions. I think my favorite one was the Momo. Momo is a corgi's booty. It's super fluffy.
I asked if I could join the corgi costume and they said no, I'm a fake dog, not a real dog. So unfortunately I wasn't able to join.
I also spoke with one of the vendors on how the event impacts their sales.
Okay, I'm here with Shelby, and we are here at her tent. What are you guys selling here today?
Okay, so our brand is Nile the Corgi. We sell a variety of corgi products, everything corgi. We do very well here at Corgi Beach Day. People love buying all our canvas bags and all kinds of different merch. So yeah, Corgi Beach Day is a must for us.
Cheyenne, an 8-time Corgi Beach Day goer, spoke about the event's growth over the years.
Since you've gone to so many Corgi Beach Days, has it evolved at all over the years, or has it been the same?
It's gotten bigger. Every single time we come here, there's like hundreds and hundreds of more dogs. That breed is getting very popular.
With the growing popularity of corgis, more and more corgi events are popping up. This is Lexi Propaw reporting for Chapman News.
These corgis had better costumes than I saw at any event this weekend. What were you for Halloween, Emma?
I dressed up as Britney Spears, an icon.
We love to see it. Be sure to check out our YouTube page at chapmannews.tv and make sure to follow us at Chapman News. I'm Caroline Applegate.
And I'm Emma Charles. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday with more Chapman News.